Materialism never leads to godliness. Things are only obstacles that get in the way of an eternal perspective. We talk about mission. There will be some of our brothers tonight in places around the world on mission for God. They will starve to death tonight because of their confession of Christ. There are others that will live in places you wouldn't put your pigs for the sake of Christ. Let me ask you something. How much has Christianity cost you? How much has it really cost you? How much have you had to suffer for the sake of Christ? How much have you lost for Him? I'll always ask young people, what do you talk about most? There's your God. What do you think about most? There is your God. What do you have your eye set upon? There is your mission, and your God, and your heart, and your treasure. What consumes you? One of the worst things you can do is reduce Christianity down to a moral thing you do because it's what everyone else who is moral does. Talking about passion. We're talking about treasure. Now, let me say something very, very revealing about myself, about human nature, about men. When I was in Peru serving the Lord, it was during a terrible war. People were dying all around. Sometimes I was in the city of Lima, which was considered the worst place on the face of the earth at that time. Sometimes in the jungles, on the Amazon, sometimes on the Marañón, sometimes in the Andes Mountains, fraught with danger. People used to tell me, it must be so hard to live for Christ there. No. Easiest thing I've ever done was live for Christ there. Why? You have nothing. You have nothing but Christ. And if Christ doesn't save you that day, you won't be saved. If He doesn't feed you that day, you won't be fed. If He doesn't protect you, you will not be protected. There's nothing you can do in the arm of your own strength. Get up in the morning, you get out of the tent, you go bathe in the river, you come back, you eat something. You go preach the gospel all day. You come home, you collapse in the tent, you wake up the next morning, you do it all over again. No cars, no homes, no keeping up with the Joneses, no designer clothes, no malls, no anything. Just Christ. And it was so easy to live for Him. It was so easy. It took almost no effort. Because there was nothing competing with Him. I feel like one of the worst things that ever happened to me, even though I know it isn't because it is within the will of God, God called me to come back to the United States. Oh, it was hard. It was horrible. It still is. Try being in Peru in all that poverty and then snap yourself out of there in 1 second and stand in the middle of a North American mall. It'll make you want to puke. Look around at everything that glitters and shines. Just make you nauseous. It is not hard to live for Christ in Peru. It's hard to live for Christ in the United States of America. Such a battle. And to be honest with you folks, we're losing it. We're losing it. We're losing it.
So you're looking at me, okay, the maker of the world, and then you on this little planet, you're looking at this little house here and this little car and going, man, I don't know if I can give that up or retirement for a few years. And you comparing me, the creator, the one who made the whole world, who spoke it into existence. And you're going, ooh, I don't know if I can give up this little thing on this piece of dirt for him. He goes, that makes me sick. You make me want to gag. I just want to spit you out of my mouth. See, your riches have so blinded you that you think the stuff is good. You don't see it as dung. It's a big pile of crap. And you don't get it. You think it's actually good. It's all this great stuff. You've been blinded by it. He goes, and that just makes me sick. God looks and he goes, man, you're comparing me to this? You're wondering if I'm valuable enough? Man, the kingdom of heaven is a guy that just goes, duh. Are you kidding me? Let me just sell everything. It's about a guy that jumps out of the tree and goes, forget it. I can have God. He goes, but these people that are lukewarm, that's just repulsive. That's just sick to me. I have this haunting fear that many of the people that attend Cornerstone Church, even if you've been coming for years and you grew up in the church or whatever else, I have this fear that some of you, possibly many, many of you, are going to hell. It keeps me up at night. I read the Bible and I go, man, the kingdom of heaven's like a guy that just sold out. I told you why I left, because I wasn't sure about myself. I don't even know if I'm a person that really wants the will of God. Sometimes I get caught. What do you think? That suddenly I'm just oblivious to all the riches and everything? I get caught. I get sucked into Simi Valley of this comfort, secure, happy little Disneyland world we live in. And I get attached thinking, this is my home. This is the home. And God just saying, come on, that's not your house. Man, I get sucked in by this awesome little family and how cute my kids are, how much I love them, and ooh, I couldn't bear to lose one. You know, it's like, no, God. And again, I had to go, God, am I lukewarm? Am I a man that even wants your will? I've got to be right about this. Man, and I've said, God, anything, because I see the treasure now. Just give me that, give me that. If you have to take everything else away, you know what? If you have to take away all my stuff, it's just stuff. If you need to take my family away, it's just a family. I'm talking about God. I got to have this. And sometimes I get clouded by the riches and the security that we have here. And that's why God said, it's going to be hard for you. And I will do anything. I will leave. That's what I'm hoping I just show. I'm out of here. If I can't pull it off here, I'm leaving. Maybe I'm just not strong enough. I'd love to think that I could be that man here that lives in this crazy, rich, safe environment and still could care less about all that security and have my eyes focused on God. That's what I want to be. I'd love to be that example here. But if I can't, then I'm out of here. I'll sell everything and just live amongst the poor. Maybe I'm just not strong enough to really have my eyes on God here. But I got to keep fixed on him. I got to be on fire. I'll do whatever. I'll jump ship. I am not going down with the ship. You're saying, wow, you're a terrible captain. I'm sorry. As much as I love you, I love myself far more. And I'm talking about my own salvation here. And again, it's not about works. It's not about earning it. It's just, you ever like when someone's struggling, someone becomes a new believer, and let's say their struggle is drinking. And you just say, you know what, maybe you should just get out of the bar for a little while. Because maybe you're just not quite strong enough to handle it there. And just not wise. I've got a sickness, and it's called comfort, security, riches.